Hey guys, Noel here, and it's Saturday morning, and I thought for the Noel Comics YouTube channel we'd do something cool. That would be to beef up the video game review section of the channel. Right now, it's just WCW versus the world, and now second on that list is going to be one of my favorite video games, X-Men versus Street Fighter for the Sega Saturn. Now, if you buy it, it comes in this very cool box. This game was only out in Japan, and because the Sega Saturn, it doesn't have as much memory as the arcade games at the time tended to have once the late 90s hit. This game comes with an extra 4 megabytes of RAM that you can plug into the back of your Sega Saturn, or if you have a Code Action Replay, which is what you're going to need to play this game in the United States anyway, that will give you the extra memory and cheat devices if you want, and it lets you play import games, which is why you're going to need it for X-Men versus Street Fighter. You'll also need memory expansion for Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, which is the sequel to this game, and Street Fighter 03, and I think the 3D Final Fight, which I think definitively proves that Poison is not a dude, so check that out, everybody. So trolls can have fun with that one. Now, this game, X-Men versus Street Fighter, is a basically sequel to X-Men Children of the Atom, which is one of my all-time favorite games. And as you can see here, this game basically uses Capcom's art team to basically bring the Jim Lee X-Men to life. And because of the success of this game and its sequel, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, they decided to basically say, look, let's just do a crossover with our Street Fighter franchise right here. Street Fighter Alpha was popular at the time. And what's really great about this game is that they really preserve the look and the feel of the Jim Lee 90s X-Men that you can basically see right here. Now, what's cool is what we're going to see in this game is me using my favorite comic book villain and one of my favorite Marvel comics characters who really didn't exist for that long, but she was really cool, and that's Birdie, Sabertooth's sidekick. Now, Sabertooth has all this homicidal rage, so he needs mutant psychics to basically calm him down. And when Jim Lee drew Sabertooth to kind of counter Wolverine as the tough Canadian woodsman, he made Sabertooth this, like, suave hitman, and it's really cool. And Sabertooth would do things like, hand off his jacket and things like that. Well, it looks like Psylocke's not having any part of that. But, yeah, so this is the Sabertooth that's in this game. And Sabertooth basically calls on Birdie, who basically has a giant gun that she uses to blast things away. It's very, very cool. So, all right, guys, let's get into some of the gameplay right now. All right, guys, so now here we see the loading screen right here. Very cool for a 90s game. Yeah, now you'll see in this game, the game has all the Jim Lee designs for all the X-Men characters from the early mid-90s, which is really cool. And Akiman, who is an awesome artist at Capcom, did basically the artwork for this game. It's very cool stuff. We got Ryu and Cyclops shaking hands. Leader of the X-Men versus the Street Fighter poster boy main character. Cool stuff. You can go to options mode on this game. You can just play with different stuff. Difficulty, speed, stereo, sound tests, things like that. So now here we have the character rosters right here. We got Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, Cammy, Ryu, Ken, Nash right there, Zangief. Nash is Charlie, if you don't know, for American games. Chun-Li, Storm, Sabertooth right there. We got Magneto, got the Ian McClellan crap, Juggernaut, Dalsim Vega, or as he's known in the USA, M. Bison, Zangief, Chun-Li, again, going through there will be Sabertooth, and Wolverine in his 80s colors, and we'll put it on turbo to give the game a more fast-paced feel. And here we go, as we see the screen exploding in the background with rage and energy.
Ready.
The loading time in this game is really minimal. Here you go. Take this. Sabertooth handing off his jacket. And the gameplay in this game is really good. It's just like Street Fighter 2, so lots of Hadoken motions, fierce punch, kick. The Hurricane kickback sweep does stuff too, and just various varieties of those types of moves.
And again, really over the top, bright, colorful moves. Yes, just like you're seeing a comic book come to life right here. I'm playing this, so you can think whatever you want of my skills or lack thereof. Yeah, you see at the bottom, that's your super move meter. You're going to burn one right here and do Weapon X. That's the name of that move. And Reeves KO'd as he lumbers away, defeated. Calling him Birdie. Berserker Claw. I used to think he was saying Firecracker Ha, which still sounds cool, but makes less sense for the character, so. And Cyclops is out of there. There's Sabertooth's very cool getaway car, driven by Birdie. As he goes out and robs banks and kills people. Now, Akuma is a hidden character in this game, or as he's known in Japan, Goki. So I got to him while I was doing this run, and so let's watch me fight the team of Goki and Magneto versus Sabertooth and Wolverine. Now, if you guys played X-Men Children of the Atom, you'll know that Akuma was also a hidden character in that game, except they used his sprite from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which seems kind of odd because the game it worked. It looked cool, but X-Men Children of the Atom looks like this game, and Street Fighter 2 Turbo has a different look for the sprites. It's kind of like 2.5D. You know, it's 2D but with 3D-ish, rendering. It can be done in 1632 bits. If you guys play Street Fighter the movie, the game, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is made by Capcom, it's an awesome game. It's got a really cool ending by Chage and Asuka. You can unlock Akuma in that game too. I remember reading in a video game magazine, it's like, enter this code and you'll receive a disturbing image of Akuma. It's like, okay. It's like Akuma, he's evil. Yeah, I just want to say how much Ian McClellan was horrible as Magneto. Really, it's whoever directed those X-Men movies. I don't know. I'm not saying he's definitely talented as a filmmaker, but he just did not get the look and feel of X-Men at all. Weapon X. Yeah, looks like Magneto's in trouble here. What's that power plant in the background is burning? Oh, what's the matter, Magneto? Can't seem to control Wolverine so well here, can you? I never really understood that whole storyline where Magneto sucked the adamantium out of Wolverine's skeleton. Because he never showed in any other comics, at least the ones that I've read, the ability to control adamantium. So... Because Wolverine would just run up and attack Magneto in other comics, and Magneto would, either shoo him away or get his ass kicked. So here's Apocalypse, he's the boss. If you guys played Marvel vs. Capcom, you'll see where they got the idea for the Onslaught fight, Capcom. Now Apocalypse can be a really cheap, tough boss, but he's got a bit of a blind spot behind his fist, so if you can get behind that, you still might lose, but you'll be in better shape now that you know about it. He's really good if you have someone who can shoot projectiles like Sabertooth. You get Birdie in there. If you can build up your super meter, which is what I'm trying to do, you can have Birdie do her machine gun shot that takes away a lot of health. Wolverine. And here's where Apocalypse is cheap. See that drill attack and see how I'm blocking? And you see how even though you block, it just does a ton of damage anyway? You know. But he's no match for Birdie. Laying there deflated. Got to him before Archangel could. Now, what's cool about this game is that when you beat Apocalypse, you fight your tag team partner. And this is actually the final fight of the game, which in this case makes a lot of sense because it's Sabertooth and Wolverine. I don't like fighting Wolverine with Sabertooth because I like Wolverine better as a character, but I'm Sabertooth here, so I gotta do it. Oh, Sabertooth is my go-to guy in these games. This game and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Which did not have the, I think, really good aesthetic feel that this game has, but that's subjective. Yeah, they really got the spirit of the characters down, the way that they execute the moves. A lot of these shots of these sprites here are drawn right from the comic book panels. So if you've read the 90s X-Men comics, you know, you see the way Wolverine jumps. You can see actual panels of that and advertisements and shots. Capcom really did a masterful job on these games. These are by far the best superhero fighting games. And well, even now, superhero games just don't have good soundtracks. This really bright, energetic, and it captures that comic book world. So we beat the game. Now here's Sabertooth's ending. Seems everyone's been defeated. Birdie's, you know, telling them the score. Well, all but one person, that is. And that's Wolverine. And Sabertooth is trying to take care of that problem, but I don't think Wolverine's too concerned. Now, another thing about fighting games now, when you beat them, the credits are just way too long. Like, if you beat Tekken 6 or Tekken vs. Street Fighter or Injustice or something like that, the credits are like 5 minutes. Here, you get just the right length, about a minute long, nice jingle, bright, beautiful colors, cherry on the sundae kind of thing, you know. These cool Japanese names. And pen names. Shinosuke, Heart, and Manga Chop. Yeah, and here are the voice actors. You'll recognize those from the X-Men Saturday morning cartoons in the USA. Be sure to give special thanks to Jesus Arbueno. And there we have it, guys. Presented by Capcom. So this is the review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, guys, my name's Noel. You all take care. Bye-bye.